Welcome to Waypoint of You. We're Jess and Miles, and we're on a worldwide journey to broaden our perspectives by putting ourselves somewhere new on the map. We are currently on a week-long road trip in the beautiful country of Armenia. We started in the capital city of Yerevan, and over the past few days, we have made our way south to Goris. We have come just south of Goris to the Tatev Monastery, and this is probably one of the most famous monasteries in all of Armenia. And I have to say, the settings of these monasteries just keep getting better and better. This one is located in the middle of another beautiful, green, lush canyon with snow-capped mountains behind it and a waterfall at the base. This really is something out of a fairy tale book.
So we took our rental car up the very windy road to get here, but you can also get here by taking the world's longest cable car called the Wings of Tatev. It's almost 6 kilometers long, and I think the ride's somewhere around 20 or 30 minutes. So we drove all the way up to Lake Sevan yesterday and stayed at another amazing guest house last night. And the owner just so happened to be an expert pianist and played for us for several hours last night. The hospitality here just continues to impress us. And today we're going to be exploring a couple of monasteries along the lake. And what I'm probably most excited for, we're going to get to tour a cheese factory this afternoon.
Fun fact, Lake Sevan is actually the largest body of water in the entire Caucasus region, and it's a high altitude lake. We are roughly around 2,000 meters. So there are beautiful snow-capped mountains all around it, and I just cannot get enough of Armenia. I love it here. I really, really do. Fresh fish from the lake. So fresh. The skin gives it a crisp. It's packed with flavor. Good stuff. So our homestay host in Areni told us that there's 2 types of fish here. Do you remember the names?
Trout and sig.
Sick?
Sick.
Trout and sick. And the trout is a lot more expensive. We went with the sick based on her recommendation that it's cheaper and tastier.
All right, it is time to try some cheeses. We just got a full tour of the cellar, and they explained how they make each one of their cheeses. They make 10 different types here, and we are going to get to try every single one. Starting with this one that was aged for 6 months and soaked in wine. It's so good. Soft and creamy. He said that the cows here produce 10 times less milk than cows in the US, but the quality of their milk is perfect for making cheese. I'd have to agree.
I love cheese.
Yep.
We stayed in Dilijan last night, which is often referred to as the Switzerland of Armenia. And today we are going to be doing some hiking in Dilijan National Park.
There's not much information online for hikes in this area, but we were able to find the Trans-Caucasian Trail, which is an ongoing project to create a long-distance trek through much of Armenia, Georgia, and Azerbaijan. And there's about an 80-kilometer section here in Dilijan National Park, and we're going to try to hike a very small portion of it. We drove up a road through a village as far as we could, and I think now we're on what's considered to be the trail.
I know we've been eating a lot lately, but I'm feeling this more than I would like to admit. And also, this is the first time I've put on my hiking boots since Nepal, and I have some mixed feelings about it. My legs are healed, but emotional scars are still very present. I'm just kidding. A little bit. This is straight out of Gone with the Wind. We started out mostly just walking through the trees, but the trail has just opened up and we have 360-degree views. And you may already know this, but I typically do about 99% of the planning. But since we've gotten so terrible lately about making and posting any videos, Miles has been helping me out a lot with this. And he's the one who picked this hike today.
It was a combination of looking out the window of our hotel room, Google Maps, Google Images, a Google search on the Trans-Caucasian Trail, and
here we are.
Here we are.
So this trail has doubled mostly as a road, but I don't know what kind of car could make it up this road.
Definitely not our Nissan Sunny. So when we were looking at rental cars, there's one called a Niva. It's a two-door 4x4 old school looking truck. But since we're US citizens, our driver's license is honestly no good here. So the Hertz wasn't gonna rent us a Niva. So we had to go searching around to other rental car companies that wouldn't ask us about our US driver's license. But I don't even think a Niva would make it even halfway up this road based on what we've seen.
We have made it to our stopping point.
Oh.
This is unbelievable.
Hazards of frolicking in a field of wildflowers. Your boots are covered in pollen. We have really enjoyed the countryside here in Armenia throughout our entire road trip, but it really feels nice to be out on a trail today.
This has been an unbelievable hike. Good night, baby.
Well, it's 1:30, so it's time to start making our way down.
It is time for lunch.
Whew, it's past time for lunch. And I think I've earned some lavish.
I cannot believe we did not bring a picnic on this hike. That was an amateur move.
Also, the $2 sunscreen that we bought in Kathmandu absolutely does not work. And we have spent a lot of time in the mountain sun today.
One of a few things we bought in Kathmandu that didn't work.
Diamox, a water bladder, crampons that broke twice.
Well, that answers that question. That car can make it up these roads. That really was such a great hike yesterday, and if you happen to be looking for hikes in this area and you're interested, just shoot us a message and we will be happy to send you over a map of our hike. But we are back on the road, and sadly our road trip is coming to an end. We're making our way back to Yerevan today to fly out to our next country tomorrow.
We have really enjoyed this road trip, and I will say we have learned quite a few things over the past week on these roads. When we first rented this car, they said that there's really only 2 speed limits on the road, either 60 kilometers an hour in the towns or 90 kilometers an hour out on the country roads. But for the most part, the road conditions have definitely been what has dictated the speed limit, whether it's the really windy roads out in the country or all of the potholes in town. It's been pretty tough to speed here in Armenia.
In my opinion, the 2-lane road is really treated more like a 3-lane road, with the middle part being used for whoever is passing at that time.
And when you're driving in the towns, you've really got to keep an eye out for the stoplights, because there's no rhyme or reason for where they're placed, and they're very hard to spot.
In all seriousness, we have found this to be a great country to road trip in. The scenery and the landscapes have been breathtakingly beautiful, but our favorite part has definitely been the people. We said it early on, but the hospitality here is like nothing we have experienced up to this point, and we felt that most with the guest houses that we stayed in. Whether it's the tea on arrival or the amazing breakfast spreads in the morning, the hosts truly treat you like family and make you feel so welcome. So we're definitely sad to be leaving, but there are a couple things left for us to do once we get back to Yerevan.
We can't leave Armenia without first trying Armenian brandy, so we've come to the Ararat Brandy Factory for a tour and a tasting.
And finally, one last Armenian feast. The food here has really only been second to the people. Whoa!
Did you want to do it?
No, definitely not.
So much lavish. I don't regret it. Not one piece.
Like not even a single letter.
No way. Not me.
Except for maybe that one piece of lavish I tried to make.